what's up YouTube? I got a request the other day from Mechanics 9 to tell my coming out story, coming out as gay. Let's see, I first came out to my mom when I was 16. It was on a weekday, on a school day, and I think I was staying home from school. I'm not sure if I was sick, but I know I was taking a day off from school. So the whole day I was playing video games. I think I was playing either Super Nintendo or old Nintendo, regular Nintendo. And to beat these games, I was calling these little hotlines, you know, the help lines that you would call for tips and things like that, on how to beat it, tips and codes and stuff like that. And I was running up the bill. I think it was probably at least $1 per minute, and I didn't know, so I was running up the bill. And I had done this, you know, for a while, you know, before, like on a few other days when I'd be home from school or on the weekends, you know, I just, you know, wasn't thinking about that, you know, running up bills and shit like that. So yeah, I ran up the bill, and I think I took a nap towards like mid-afternoon, and I think she might have got home maybe six-ish, and it was probably close to summer, so it was still daylight. But she woke me up out of my sleep with the bill in her hand, the phone bill, and she was pissed off, yelling at me for running up the bill. And I was just like, oh fuck, I didn't realize it was that much. I just assumed that it might have been maybe some low rate, like 10 cents per minute, you know, just assuming without, you know, really knowing for sure. So yeah, she had the bill in her hand. She was, you know, yelling at me for that, and we kind of, I don't know, somehow that argument or like episode evolved into just some long talk that just went on through the night. And you know, it got dark in the room, you know, as the hours went by. We were just talking and like about a bunch of shit, you know, talking, arguing about a lot of shit, and somehow it led to me telling her, you know, I'm bisexual. That's how that's what I said at first. Plus, I was still just a little bit attracted to girls back then, I guess. I'm not sure if that was a phase or not, but, or maybe because I was a teenager, I would have fucked anything. But yeah, that waned for the most part, and I've always liked dudes, so whatever. Yeah, but I told her I was bisexual, and she said, I don't think you are, you know, I think you're just confused. Typical denial response. So I, you know, disputed that, and what actually, to try and like just put her at ease a little bit, I tried to clean it up or say like, you know, I love women. First of all, I love them because da 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 da. I just love women. They're so beautiful. But I like guys too. But I said it all fast like that. And you know, the part about loving women so much, that was bullshit. I mean, yeah, I do, but not like that. So I forget exactly how the conversation went, but you know, she was in denial. You know, we were trying to debate whether or not I was really bisexual, and you know, I kind of won the debate, but you know, she was, you know, messed up about it. So I don't know, I had to, I guess, console her at the same time, but like I was a little defensive too. Just like, look, I'm telling, like, just kind of arguing, kind of consoling her. And it took her maybe a year or two to finally just come around, get over the fact that I put myself in that category. And I'm actually remembering some little argument we had where I just kind of rounded, like, in passing, said something, as a gay man, just, what did I say? I said like we or something like that when I was talking about something gay related. I said we as in me identifying with them. And she was like, we? Why are you putting yourself in that category? And because I am in that category. And I forget word for word how these arguments went, but yeah. Took her about a year to come around, and she did. And let me see. I came out to everyone else at school when I was 18 in 12th grade. Yeah, I was going to be leaving next year, so whatever. Anyway, it's not like that many people knew me anyway. I was a loner, but somehow I'm always like noticeable. When I came out at 18 in high school, it's pretty simple. I just kind of forced myself to say it. Well, actually, let me rewind a couple weeks before that. My guidance counselor kind of asked me about like dating and relationships, like, where I'm at on that whole area of life. And I was like, that's personal. That's that, I just said that's personal, And she was like, alright. But I eventually, one morning I was riding the bus to school, and the short bus. I'll tell y'all about that later. That's another video. And I was just thinking, if I don't just blurt it out, I'll never come out. I'll never say it, because I keep trying to rationalize reasons not to do it. Making excuses, not. The fact that I was kind of a loner anyway. It's like, oh, who would care anyway? But that was just an excuse, So I just decided on the bus ride to school, just tell your guidance counselor. He was like, that's personal last time, so this time just blurt it out. And I did, and she said she figured that might have been the case when I was like, that's personal. So I told her she can tell the rest of the staff, just to spare me the chore of having to do it. And I figured I would tell, maybe a couple kids in the class. And yeah, she, among the staff, they all eventually knew and were cool. Told some of the kids, and it was surprisingly cool about it. I thought they were going to be homophobic as hell. Because, they kind of spew stupid shit out of their mouths, and honestly, I thought they were homophobic at first, but, I was still just like, fucking just blurt it out, whatever, bring it on. But they were they were visibly uncomfortable, but they kind of gave that, you know, politically correct, you know, like accepting. I don't know. I don't know if they were just being politically correct, but yeah, you know, they were cool with it. You know, or so they said. Or, you know, there was like nothing wrong with that, but you know, you could tell they were uncomfortable. So told a few of the kids, and they were cool. And coincidentally, one of the other kids actually came out a lesbian who I happen to have a crush on at the moment. At that moment. That's a whole nother video too. And I told them I was bisexual too. And I guess I still was a little bit at that point. You know, since I had a crush on a lesbian. But like I said, it's a whole other video. So I told them they could tell whoever they want. I don't care as long as nobody tries to like fuck with me. Just give me space. It's cool. Whatever. You know, went out downtown, got me a little rainbow necklace and bracelet and earring just to kind of be able to just wear it without having to say it all the time. Just, you know, if they know what it means, they'll know. If they don't, whatever. So I did that. Went about my business, and you know, people started asking me if I was gay. And I was just like, yeah. Oh, one girl, she was like, she was pointing at my necklace, and she was like, you know what that means, right? Yeah, I'm wearing it. She's like, okay, you know. Weird. I got no bullshit. Nobody fucked with me. Nobody gave me any bullshit. I was, wow. You know what I mean? Just, I had it good. I had it real good. It was so untypical from what I hear about, from what other friends tell me, you know. I mean, you know, there were some homophobic assholes in school, a lot of them. It was, you know, it was rampant, but the response when I came out, like, I was just like, nobody gave me any shit. Like, wow, like, total 180, or, like, just, you'd be surprised at the way they talk sometimes. It's like, oh, cool, I'm not complaining. So, yeah, that was that. And, you know, ever since high school, you know, anyone who asks, I'll tell them the truth. You know, I don't, like, advertise it, but